Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Holistic Cannabis Show, where I am your hostess, Dr. Yolanda Henderson, and always joined by Mr.
North Memphis.
North Memphis.
Yep. Today my name is North Memphis. So we call the show at 470-251-4647. You're going to call and you're going to ask for Mr. North Memphis.
Mr. North. Mr. North.
Mr. North
Memphis.
Memphis. First name North, last name Memphis.
Like north, west, southeast.
That dude, man. That's my guy, though.
We already know those names are unique. So when
And I'm going to tell you why I like Kanye.
Okay.
Dude is a fashion designer, right? That's one of the other traits he got.
Mm-hmm.
He got mad because the store was putting his stuff up on racks and folding it up all nice and neat. My boy said he didn't want that. My boy said he wanted all his gear to be in bags. But the bags are designer trash bags. But boy, the stuff they put in the bag don't look designer. Yeah, it don't look designer, my bro. But you still talking about $300 for a shirt. So, shout out to my boy Yeezy. I still got to shout him out because that's a businessman right there, man. He a trendy.
And he rich.
Yeah, man.
Shouts out Kanye.
He over
Look
a billion,
me up on
but it sure
Instagram.
ain't from the clothes. The clothes didn't make him a billion.
Okay. Well, this candy is good. Shouts out to the Status Network for providing this wonderful candy. You know,
Yes.
normally we don't eat candy.
I do.
We ain't supposed to eat candy. We ain't supposed to eat candy.
That for the past month and a half, I've been knocking that candy dish all the way over, just knocking on the ground,
No.
I'm taking everything.
Taking everything.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Candy
y'all,
burglar.
welcome to this episode of the Holistic Cannabis Show. We are going to be talking about voting and cannabis. So the topic for today, if you don't already know, if you haven't looked on your topic of discussion on the feed for the show, it is cannabis and voting. And we're trying to make sure that cannabis goes legal. We already got like 66% of the United States of America who wants cannabis to become legal here. All right, so we just got to do our due diligence. And we got to keep up the hustle, keep up the fight, the advocacy. And thanks to those who watch the show regularly, I was just informed that we have some regular cannabis watchers, and we want to reward you with some great benefits for watching the show. So let me see what I got in my purse. Hold on a second.
Some more candy. Oh, yeah.
It's not any candy.
It's not just any candy.
Not just any candy, y'all. This is the good stuff. All right, so we got some, it says here, CBD gummy Cokes. All right, Coca-Colas. So y'all remember the candy we used to eat? If y'all old enough to remember, they had some like bottle-shaped Coca-Colas, and you can eat them, and they taste like wax. Well, this is what these are. So we want those who regularly call the show or watch the show, okay, to call the show today so that we can reward you with one of our wonderful prizes. And today it is CBD gummy Coca-Colas. All right?
Call the show 470-251-4647.
That's right.
470-251-4647. You at the laptop or the phone, you go to www.statusnetwork.net. Download the app. Manifest TV. Look for the Holistic Cannabis Show. Today I'm gonna be on the joint looking like Spider-Man with the sunglasses on, right?
Okay.
All right. If you're on Instagram, you can manifesttv.status. If you're on Facebook, Status Network LLC. On Periscope and Twitter, status_network_. If you got a Fire Stick or a Roku, you're going to type in Status Network, then search for Manifest TV, then look for the Holistic Cannabis Show. If you're on YouTube and want to see the replays, just go to Manifest TV.
That's
look
right.
for the Holistic Cannabis Show.
All right. So we want to shout out our August birthdays again. August turned up. We had a wonderful time. August is going by fast though. Like it's really going by. All right. So we want to just shout them out before we get started with the show. Hey, my son turned 18. It was a big turn up. So happy birthday, G. Look at him. He modeled himself off this past week. All right, at the Natural to Life. So shouts out to the other models who impromptu and modeled. And shouts out to our student, our former student, who's now a medical cannabis holistic health coach. That's a tongue twister. Woo, she did it. She has accomplished the classes. She's taken both classes and has become certified. And there's Miss Angela Victoria Lane, who also has her medical cannabis health coach certification, and Miss Tawana Brown. Thank you guys for joining us on this past week's graduation for our medical cannabis health coaches. Now, graduations are coming like crazy. So if you want to enroll in the classes, you have time. The classes start September. We pushed it back for another week since September the 3rd is a holiday. So September the 10th is going to be the official start date for the new classes for the 5-week medical cannabis comprehensive courses. So if you are interested in taking those classes, go ahead and ring us up, 1-888-959-2093 or 404-631-6360. And that's the Atlanta area, but you don't have to live in Atlanta to take our classes. They're good in all 50 states, of course, because you can be anywhere and get a certification. And just like Phoenix or any of the other colleges that has the reciprocity, and you can go use it in any state.
Right.
All right, so shouts out to those students and the birthdays. So again, our topic for today is cannabis and the legislation, the voting, and passing the criminalization in the U.S. and in your state. So we have several states that's going to pass, or hopefully going to pass. They were just talking about Nebraska that didn't pass the ballot initiative this past week. So they didn't get enough votes. They had to have about 10,000 more votes than what they had, and they could not come up with those votes. So sorry for Nebraska for falling short. You all can look up that information on your cannabis news stations. All right.
I got an update for you.
All right, what's your update?
Shout out to the Stonecrest, to the city of Stonecrest, Georgia. You know why? It's a shout out for them today. They decriminalized.
Oh yeah, they did.
Cannabis.
That's it.
The fine, $100.
$100.
You get caught with an ounce or less. The maximum fine is $100.
Yes. All right. So right now, it's not about is it going to be legal? When is going to be legal? So we're hoping and praying that by the end of the year, cannabis go ahead and become legal in all 50 states for both recreational and medical. Now, I have to tell everyone, because I've had so many people come to me and ask me, well, should cannabis be recreational, or is recreational cannabis and medical cannabis the same? And I say yes all the time, because you know why? Why?
Because even if it's recreational, it's still medicinal.
It's still medicinal.
It's still recreational. Just means that you're willing to try it out all different kinds of ways. That's all that recreational means.
That's it.
So people put a lot of too much spin on the thing that don't need no spin. You feel me?
Yeah.
Speaking of spinning, shout out to Dallas, man. Y'all, if y'all got some family members in the Dallas, Texas area, man, y'all need to call and check up on your peoples, man. Yeah. My peoples, they checked in yesterday. Everything was good. Yeah. 635 is a 8-lane interstate highway, and that joint was flooded side to side. If you got some peoples in Mesquite, check on them, because they lay low. All right. You got some people that's downtown, they probably in the high rise. But guess what? If it's flooded like that, you can't get out the high rise. The elevator gonna stop working. Check on your peoples, man. Check on your peoples.
Prayers for Dallas, okay?
Yeah. Shout out to my boss,
We
man.
saw that it was really, really bad. Like there was like rescues and things going on. I'm from Dallas, so that's my home, and I just want to send a special prayer for everyone who's there, who's lost power, who have not been able to call anyone, and those who have lost their lives, because this is really a serious matter. All things aside, with the cannabis, when you are drowning, or when there is a flood, or a situation is kicking in and those adrenaline hormones are pumping, you don't never know what you're going to do when you're in that situation. You ain't trying to get to no cannabis at that point. You're not trying to get to nothing else but to safety, to secure your life. And some of these people have lost their lives trying to get to safety. And we just want to, continue to pray for the search and rescue, that everyone is found and found alive and not passed or deceased. So shouts out to everyone in Texas and Dallas who's helping the rescue mission. And if there's anything that we need to do, we need, yes, let us know. You can call us 1-888-959-2093 if you like to make a donation or a contribution to the families that's having some economic hardships or any loss of lives. We will be taking up donations for that cause.
Yeah, word.
All right, so we're going to watch this quick news feed about cannabis and legalization, and we'll be right back after this.
And a number of Senate Democrats have finally introduced a bill to federally decriminalize marijuana. It's called the Cannabis Administration and Opportunity Act. But the bill has a steep uphill battle, y'all. Public support for legalizing recreational marijuana is at a record high. A CBS poll from earlier this year found 66%, that's 2/3, 66% of Americans support legalizing recreational use both in their state and federally. So far, 37 states and the District of Columbia have legalized the use of cannabis to varying degrees. Of those, 19 states and Washington, D.C. have legalized recreational use. But as of right now, marijuana is still classified as a Schedule I substance by the DEA. That is the same classification as heroin. And it comes with harsh penalties for possession, sale, and cultivation, including up to a year in prison for first-time offenders. For decades, these laws have disproportionately impacted communities of color. But if passed, this bill could take real steps to remedy that damage. Let's talk about it. Joining me now is Danny Savalos. He is a criminal attorney and an MSNBC legal analyst. Danny, before we get into this new bill, let's talk about the current landscape of marijuana laws, because it seems like a really complicated patchwork quilt, if you will. I mean, you have clients who are dealing with the ins and outs of it now. You're just not a TV lawyer, you're a real lawyer. So help us explain how the balance between federal and state laws on marijuana work right now.
Yeah, we are in a crazy situation here because marijuana is illegal at the federal level. Any state that decides they want to legalize or decriminalize marijuana, they can go ahead and do so. But the only reason that the FBI isn't busting down their door, or the DEA, is because the federal government just doesn't feel like it. And that's a dangerous place to be when the federal government has a law that criminalizes something, but they're just saying, cross our fingers, hey, we promise we're not going to enforce it. That just means that the next person in charge can decide to enforce that law. And it doesn't give citizens certainty about what their conduct is prohibited and what conduct is not prohibited. So different states have a patchwork of different marijuana laws, but fundamentally, marijuana is still illegal at the federal level. And if you don't believe me, unfortunately, I have a few clients who have done some significant time for marijuana.
Unfortunately, I know many people who have, and juxtapose that with the fact that in places across our country, people who do not necessarily look like me are making millions and millions of dollars off of marijuana. Okay, so thank you for adjusting and laying out the landscape for us. Let's talk about this bill that would federally decriminalize marijuana. It also allows states to set their own laws. So talk to me about what this means for folks who want to use marijuana for recreation or for medical reasons.
This is a major movement in the direction of essentially completely decriminalizing marijuana and Look, the framers had in mind that we should use the states as laboratories to experiment with different laws. And this is the kind of thing that will return that power to the states to decide whether or not they want to criminalize or decriminalize marijuana. And at least at the federal level, it will remove that kind of barrier to the states to create their own laws. By the way, individual states may still choose to criminalize marijuana, but decriminalizing it at the federal level creates a situation where the states can now make their own decisions about this particular product, item, whatever you want to call it, drug, whatever the case may be.
So what does the bill then do to, we just talked about the communities that were impacted by previous federal penalties. You talk about your clients who are in jail right now. So how does the bill address that gap?
One of the biggest things it does is it proposes to expunge people's records. This is a pretty long, complicated word. And, you know, a lot of people hear the word sponge in there, and I wonder if it's the same root. It literally means to clean your record. And this is a huge deal because I tell people all the time, whether or not you're ultimately convicted, having even an arrest record can stick you in the netherworld of unemployability in the United States. If you even show up in a car stop on a police officer's MDT mobile data terminal as having been arrested or even convicted, that totally changes the contours of the police-citizen encounter at even a routine car stop. So in life, you want to avoid even being anywhere on police or court records, and that includes an arrest without a conviction. And an expungement of nonviolent marijuana offenses would go a long way to taking people out of the world of banishment from employment, banishment from participating in life, to being regular citizens able to pursue their dreams without the yoke of a marijuana conviction.
Oh, Danny, the United States Senate, they have yet to do a lot, so we will be watching this one very closely. Danny Ceballos, not just your TV lawyer, folks. Thank you for being here.
All right. Well, y'all heard it here. We need that bill, y'all. We need that bill to pass. I don't know what it's going to take, but 66%, y'all heard it, want cannabis to become legal. Now, we have a hemp summit that is going to take place coming up this Thursday, and I'm a speaker. Yes, I am. Happy. Yeah, y'all supposed to laugh. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. I'm always excited and humble. I am. I'm always happy and humble to talk about cannabis. Yes, we just had the speakers for the Natural to Life, which was on the 13th, and I was a speaker for that. And thankful to all the other speakers, Miss Jacqueline who showed up, Miss Janae James who showed up, Miss Tawana Brown. Thank you so much, Mr. Henderson. You did your thing. You sure did. So we appreciate all the speakers who came out and showed us some support, because we really needed that support for that day.
Well, yeah, we was
all right. And then the Hemp Summit, which is coming up tomorrow through Saturday. So it's a 3-day Hemp Summit. And we have that flyer. We'll get pulled up. There we go. All right, so hemp is the future, and this is August the 25th through the 27th, and it's Ag Wealth Hemp Summit is the name of it. August the 25th is going to be at the farm in Mater, Georgia. Y'all, this farm is thebomb.com, okay? August the 26th is going to be the Science, and that's going to be over at none other than the Fort Valley and University here in Georgia. And then there's going to be on the 27th, which is the market, which is going to be in Atlanta or in Riverdale at our location. So please, please, please come on out all 3 days. We will have a lot of fun, sponsored by some really great sponsors, Georgia Grown, is that Green Toad Hemp Farms, the Atlanta Academy, our school, Georgia Hemp Company, and a lot of other companies that are going to be there representing. The USDA is going to be in the building, so we're excited about them. We're going to be asking a lot of questions, trying to get some land together, and trying to get some more things done in the hemp side. So hemp is cannabis, so in case you don't know, it comes from the same plant. It's just the non-psychoactive part of the plant. So as the plant is growing, the plant stops growing to become hemp. We stop the plant cycle or the growth cycle, and it stays hemp. But if it continues to grow, it becomes what we call hot, and it becomes THC high, and then it will get you high. All right, so if that's a great explanation for you to understand the way that hemp and cannabis is the same plant. All right, so another industrial use of cannabis or hemp that I want to talk about is about hemp, and is the word hemp for many people still conjures up images primarily related to the mood altering drug of marijuana. All right, so while cannabis sativa indica is certainly used extensively for medicinal, illicit, and recreational purposes, industrial hemp or cannabis sativa L is a different strain. It contains very little of the psychoactive substance found in marijuana, and you simply cannot get high on industrial hemp. You just won't. It won't happen, and you can't do it. You can have teenagers grow it. You can have anybody cultivate it. It's not going to get them high, okay? Industrial hemp is an extraordinary useful plant that can provide more environmentally friendly foods, fiber, fuel, and medicinal and building products. So you know they have what's called hempcrete, where you can build your houses that are flame resistant, okay? So the house won't burn down if it's built out of hempcrete, okay? So it'll burn slow. He said it'll burn slow, but it won't catch, like it won't have like one of those catch fire type things and spark, right? Hemp is incredibly robust to the point in some places it is invasive, and it is considered a noxious weed. Some varieties are very handy and able to thrive in saline and heavily degraded soils, and its characteristics that make it a great candidate to replace pesticide and herbicide dependent crops such as cotton. All right, so that's a lot of reason why a lot of people don't want it to be legal, you know, because of the durability that hemp is. It takes the place of cotton like all the way around. Okay, so yeah, like paper. Okay, so the trees to grow hemp would actually take so much longer to produce than it would be. I mean, shorter time to produce than it would be for the trees actually. I think I said that right.
You're right.
So in these characteristics, it makes it a great candidate to replace the pesticides, and I was talking about that. Hemp is also a water miser and can be processed into useful products with little energy and without requiring toxic chemicals in processing. All right. Some additional fascinating facts about hemp is that hemp produces impressive yields of material, so up to 25 tons of dry matter per hectare per year. It can be used as a fodder for stock. All right. Hemp seed has high levels of protein, carbohydrates, fibers, vitamins, essential fatty acids, and trace elements. So it's good for medicinal, for using as your supplements, and for your animal supplements. Hemp seed oil comprises nearly a third of the seed's weight, making it a variable source for cooking, lighting, and biofuel. They didn't tell you about the biofuel. You can use it for gas.
Ask Willie Nelson how that worked out.
That's right. All right. The stalk provides a very strong, durable, and rot-resistant fiber that has been used in the shipping industry for centuries. And as hemp can grow over 10 feet tall, the long fibers are perfect for rope. All right, so we've actually got a chance to go out to hemp farms, and that's why we're inviting you to come on the trip with us this weekend to Mater, Georgia, so you can get a chance to see what the hemp looks like. All right, it is very tall. I'm not tall, but it was taller than me, and I'm like 5'2", right? All right, so it is also the short fibers of the stalk can be used in textiles as a replacement or blender fiber for cotton. The core of the stalk can be used to make paper and organic plastics. All right, the woody core, known as herds, can be mixed with lime, sand, plaster, and cement to create a very strong concrete or building bricks. So that's the hempcrete that I was talking about. The core fiber can also be utilized in producing a fiberboard that is twice as strong as wood-based fiberboard. And then the stalk can be used to make methanol and ethanol. And then hemp can be planted as a crop for restoring the fertility of fields in the process of stock rotations. And the farmers, if you all are farming or into the agriculture, this is some important stuff, right? Given its fast growth up to 13 feet in 90 days, 13 feet in 90 days, hemp may also be useful in carbon sequestration. That's taking carbon out of the air and putting it back into the earth. All right, so cleaning the atmosphere. Hemp is a great insulation material that can be applied in the wall cavities and roof spaces of houses as a replacement for fiberglass bats. The flowers and leaves are used to make medicines for treating many ailments such as glaucoma. Cancer sufferers can be prescribed it to ease the pain. So you already know that CBD oil comes from hemp, basically, that it is hemp. So that's just a short list. So given that industrial hemp is so useful, why is the cultivation of it generally banned or severely curtailed in some places? Most hemp products we buy in Western countries are imported. So hemp was one of the world's most widespread textiles fibers until inventions of the cotton gin, a machine that separates cotton fibers from its seeds. In the 19th century, this invention and the lack of similar equipment for hemp saw the cotton industry become very powerful very quickly. However, the cotton industry still saw hemp as a threat. Add to that the confusion with marijuana, and it wasn't too difficult to demonize hemp and consequently have legislation in place to ban its cultivation. So this is the reasons behind all of the federal stuff that's happening. The Schedule 1 does not mean that it's a bad drug, because a Schedule 1 says that it's no medicinal use, that it's highly addictive, and so forth. And we've already researched that. It is not more highly addictive, not even than a cigarette or a can of Coke. So caffeine is about the same addictive rate as a cannabis plant or marijuana, and it does have medicinal benefits, so it should not be on a Schedule 1. So if you all have not taken my course, then you all are not, familiar with all of the knowledge that comes with having cannabis or hemp. All right, so thankfully this is changing, but the changes are too slow. This should be something that is happening overnight. And because we have a young lady who is over across the water in prison behind this plant, her medication that she should have a rightful right to use wherever she goes. It's like having some tramadol in my bag, and when I go out of state I get arrested, or I go over the seas and I get arrested for having Tylenol 3s. Well, Tylenol 3s is way worse than a piece of cannabis. Okay, I just want y'all to know that, and it's coming from a doctor. I said it. So if anybody want to say something to me, call me up. My number to be reached is 404-631-6360, and we can have a deep conversation about medicine and how pharmaceutical companies are giving us medications that are destroying our livers, and we need cannabis as a plant to help us detoxify our bodies from the harsh chemicals of the pharmaceutical companies.
That's right.
All right, continuing on. All right, so the changes are too slow. Hemp is truly an amazing plant. Hemp is cannabis. Cannabis is truly an amazing plant that Western society should be making far more use of in an effort to reduce our impact on the environment. Amen. Hemp products, such as some of those we mentioned above, are outlawed. So we should be doing more to help farmers grow it in our own countries. Amen. We're importing hemp, y'all. We're importing something that we could be growing and making money off of. And like the young lady on the clip just said, they're making millions and billions of dollars off of stuff that we went to jail for. Amen. People who look like me and you were actually in prison for. All right, so you all go ahead and make this a matter of vote. Amen. Make this something that you're going to do regardless of who knows that you're going to vote for cannabis to become legal in your state.
Amen.
All right, so let's get on with the rest of the topics for today. In the news, we're going to talk about some quick topics that's going on with cannabis, and we can pull those slides up.
Amen.
All right, so voters in growing number of states to decide on marijuana legalization this November. We're trying to get everybody out to voting. So in North Dakota, or North Dakotans will join voters in several other states who will also be deciding on marijuana legalization proposals this election. Okay. Analysis, propagation of cannabis retailers not associated with changes in traffic safety. The study found the entry of retail cannabis stores is not associated with a statistically significant change in traffic crashes per 100,000 population in Colorado. All right, analysis there. In the latest news, it's time to smoke the vote. All right, smoke the vote. We all got to get out here and vote. And I'm happy for my son who just turned 18. All of those who are just turning 18, y'all votes count and matter. All right, and according to Gallup, those with firsthand experience with cannabis likely to perceive it positively. And in Nevada, cannabis revenues funding efforts to seal the records. And in North Dakota, marijuana legalization measures approved for the ballot. And in Rhode Island, 30 plus towns to decide on marijuana sales measures this November.
Amen.
All right, so a quick study in utero cannabis exposure not linked with elevated risk of ADHD in children. Researchers report no significant association between either occasional or regular prenatal cannabis exposure and ADHD after adjusting for potential confounders. And then there's a study that cannabis extracts effective in patients with refractory chronic pain. So a survey data estimate that nearly 1/3 of patients suffering from chronic pain conditions acknowledge using cannabis products. And then another analysis that history of cannabis use inversely associated with urological cancers. Researchers observed that cannabis use had a causal effect on lower incidence of renal cell carcinoma.
Wow.
All right, so it lowers your risk of having your urine cancer or prostate cancers. And all right, so there's another action alert. So federal support the Cannabis Administration and Opportunity Act, or the KOA, and then to ask your representatives. All right, so you got to get on the phone, take the initiative, because we're one phone call away. All right, support the Dank Cannabis Research Act. All right, and then urge senators to support safe banking. We need safe banking and veteran medical cannabis protections and NDAA.
Right.
And then we want to tell President Biden, look, Biden, follow through on your commitment to expunge marijuana records. We voted you in. You're a Democrat. We wanted you there. Do what we asked you to do. We need you to do it. All right?
I'm going to tell y'all about that in a second.
All right. Mr. Henderson going to tell us about that. Oh, Mr. North Memphis, I forgot. Clinical trials. So CBD safe and effective for young people with treatment-resistant anxiety disorder. By the end of treatment, the number of participants rated as marked or severely ill had decreased from 17 to 5, investigators reported. So good thing for CBD. And that's what we're talking about, the hemp, where hemp is derived. All right, so another study that medical cannabis use not associated with elevated risk of hospitalizations due to mental health disorders. Investigators concluded incidence of cannabis poisoning of cannabis-related mental or behavior disorders was low among patients who were authorized to use cannabis for medical care. All right. All right, and then in the latest news, Colorado, licensed marijuana retailers compliant with minimum age restrictions. And then Missouri legalization measure officially approved for ballots. So shouts out to Missouri, even though I heard that they came back off of that. Study, the use of unregulated synthetic cannabinoid products, false. And then another report that a spike in marijuana positives fueling truck drivers shortage. Wow. All right. So the test, everybody's getting these tests to be able to work, and they can't because of, however, normal comments on sentencing of Brittany Griner in Russia. And so we have a lot to talk about with that as well. Like I said, she should not be incarcerated behind her medication. All right. And then Texas, voters in 5 cities to decide on marijuana depenalization initiatives. All right. So good thing for Texas. Statewide polling finds that 67% of Texans, including majorities of Democrats, Independents, Republicans, support legalizing the sale and the use of marijuana. And then in Georgia, shouts out Georgia, Athens, Clark County officials approved municipal plan reducing minor marijuana possessions offense to be a nominal fine. And that's what y'all were talking about with Stockbridge as well. So under the newly approved local ordinance, minor marijuana possession cases will be punished by no more than a $35 fine. Congratulations, Georgia, but y'all still fining us. That's not good. Analysis. A cannabis use not associated with increased COVID severity. To our knowledge, this study is one of the first evaluations of the effect of cannabis use on outcomes in patients hospitalized with COVID-19, authors reported. All right. So there you heard it. You heard the news on cannabis today. If you have any questions, please give us a call. If you don't have the number, it's 470-251-4647. All right. All right, so we're going to take this quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with some more news and information you can use. All right, there you go.
Yeah.
All right, NTH Credit, our wonderful sponsors with Mr. Henderson.
Mr. North Memphis.
Oh, Mr. North Memphis. All right, well, I'm the cannabis doc today with my lab coat on, y'all. And Doc McPuffin. And I got on my Green Bay earrings, y'all. Green Bay. It's almost that time. Oh, TV is about to be good and interesting again.
It's about time.
All right. So whoever is ready for football season, we are absolutely ready for the season to start. We might change the show, so that's why we're doing a trial run on seeing how we can change the dates of the show to a little bit during the midweek so we can catch all the football, all the information, and all the entertainment that we can use for the show. So if y'all want us to be during the week instead of the weekend, y'all let us know. All right? Because we want to be at the football games. All right. Go ahead, Mr. Henderson. Tell us what you have for today. Give us a tip.
Credit tip right here. Somebody asked me the other day, they said, Mr. North Memphis, this segment is brought to you by www.nthcredit.net. We take care of them credit issues for you, though.
Uh-huh.
And we restored that score. All right, by building positive trade lines, 888-959-2093. All right. Now, I get asked, what's the quickest way to up my score? And when I tell people what's the quickest way to up my score, they don't even believe it most of the time. Check this out. The quickest way to boost your score is to add positive trade lines to your score. It's not to remove collection items. That's not the fastest way. The fastest way is to add positive trade lines, right? You got Credit Strong, you got Self, you got Kickoff, you got all kind of different things that you can do, right? But even out of those, people say, well, if nobody give me credit because my credit is bad, nobody will give me a credit card. Then I'm going to have a whole bunch of inquiries and no credit cards. Check this out, dog. I'm finna put you on game. Go to your bank or to your credit union and tell them that you want to open a secured credit card. You know why you use secured cards? Ain't no credit check on secured cards. They don't pull your credit. Why? Because your credit line is secured by your own monies. Right? Now, how many credit cards do I need to make my score see some significant improvements?
Right.
You need 3 to 5 revolving trade lines. 3 to 5. All right. Now, where can I find 5 secured cards? Bank of America, Truist, Chase. See how that's going? Navy Federal. That's already 4. Right? If you live in Memphis, Tri-State Bank. So I'm saying that's already 5.
That's
right
already
there.
5.
And the thing about secured trade lines is the more you put for the deposit, the better it is. Now you got some that'll take $200, but at $200 it'll take you a long time to up that. But $200 is a good starting point. Now don't get me wrong, but check this out. If you can afford the minimum of $500, do $500 to each one of them cards. So now you say, man, well, hey man, that 500 times 5, man, that's 25. It is. Okay, I get it. But check this out. All you gotta do is let it sit there for 30 days. Why do it gotta sit there for 30 days?
Why?
Because they give it a chance to cycle, right? Every credit card reporting, whether it's secured or unsecured, it cycles on the average of 30 days. All right.
Nice.
Now, then you need your 2 installment loans. Well, what are installment loans? Installment loans are loans that you get that you pay back in installments. All right. Installment loan, Credit Strong. Installment loans, Kickoff. Merchant accounts. All right. How many of those do you need? 3. I'm going to tell you what 3? Credit Strong. That's a real good one. Self. That's a real good one.
All right.
Any merchant account, Dealers, Goldsmith, Saks Fifth Avenue, Macy's. Yeah. That's 3. 5 plus 3 is 8 trade lines. That's 8 trade lines, all right? Because your reporting structure will not separate revolving from installments. In the circle of credit score calculations, you'll see the mix of account section. It's 15% of your score. Payment history is 35% of your score. You get them cards, go charge up some gas, take your credit repair person and buy him some lunch. And then in 30 days, boom.
Bam.
It didn't cost you anything. Why? Because it was all secured. Did you hear me? Credit Strong don't charge you to be with them, but you got to make a payment every month. Now, if you're a business owner, check this out. I'm going to put you up on some more game. Credit Strong will give you a $10,000 line of credit to your business.
I got that.
When you pull the money off the card, right? You done used it for however many months you're going to use it for. Pull the money off the card, guess what? They're going to send you the money back. It takes you 2 weeks to get the money back, but they're going to send the money back to you. They're going to close it out and it's going to say, well, paid.
Paid in full, $10,000 line of credit.
I keep putting y'all up on game, so this is what I'm doing. Give me 10 people that's serious about it. You watch this show, there's 10 people out there that's serious about moving those chains off your credit score. If you serious and you watching this show right now, go to the comment section and say interested. INTERSTED. Interested. I promise we gonna holler at you.
10 people. All right, y'all heard it. Let's see. Let's go to the comments. Let's see who's watching.
Now, if you don't watch this, then you keep your same record and credit score.
Hey, we got a couple of viewers. We got Miss Roshonda Caldwell. Thank you for watching. All right, if you need your credit repair, holla. Miss Angela Victoria Lane is watching, so we want to thank you for watching. All right, if you need your credit repair, you're a part of the 10. Let's go ahead and say interested in the comments. He said interested
in the comments. Hey, and check this out. And while I got y'all on it, check this out. Let me tell y'all one more thing. Shout out to my Kim folks, Timothy Fundry.
Okay. Right? Oh yeah. Shouts out, Cuzzo.
He's doing some major things in the Atlanta area.
Yes, sir.
If you are an artist or a comedian and willing to travel to Atlanta for a showcase,
yes,
inbox him. Go on Facebook and find my kinfolk.
That's right.
Timothy Fundry.
Timothy
on Facebook.
Fundry. There you go.
Right. Let them know what kind of talent you got. Let them know that you're interested. Number 2. And number 3, tell them he ain't sent you.
There you go.
All right.
3 ways to do it.
Oh, hold
Shouts
on.
out.
Hold on. I ain't even told you the good part yet.
Go ahead.
The good part is he is now the general manager of ESCO.
ESCO. That's
now, anybody that's in Atlanta, you know what Escobar is.
Yes, everybody do.
That's Mr. 2 Chainz Club.
2 Chainz.
All right.
We be precious.
You better come with your game tight, because you'll never know who in the building. Shout out to Snoop.
Snoop's at Escobar. What's up? All right, y'all. That's fun. Do you have that flyer we can show and put up on the screen?
I don't have a flyer yet. I think he's working on that. But Kimfo sent me a Facebook message, man, and told me he wanted me to share that with the whole universe.
That's
so the whole universe just found out about ESCO.
Shouts out to
Get there. Cuzzo
Timothy. There you go.
Get there. Okay, you go ahead.
All right, we got a shout out again to Great Leaf Hydroponics for watching the show. We appreciate you. One of our wonderful students who was on the show before, who actually is into hydroponics. So if you need some hydroponics in your business for your growth and for your farm, that is the way to go now. We want to make sure that our plants can grow all year round, and indoor is the best way to do it with your hydroponics. All right, so give him a call or find him on Instagram, Facebook, Great Leaf Hydroponics. All right, thanks for watching. Shouts out. And then we have another great listener and watch, Miss Angela Victoria Lane, who also was one of our former students, who has a chef kitchen, and I think it is Atlanta Perimeter. All right, so around that area, you can find her on Instagram at Inhemption, INHEMPZION, Inhemption. All right, so I need that you can help. Yeah, we can help you with credit repair. So if you need credit repair, type interested, INTER. I said it right. INTERESTED. That, yeah. INDEPEND. No. Where's Waldo when you need him? All right, so let's do it. All right, so shouts out to Lisa Montgomery for watching the show. We appreciate you for watching and being in the comment section. So thank you very much for watching. And if y'all call, I do still have my wonderful treats, my CBD gummy colas, Coca-Cola gummy bears. So y'all know how those taste. And they don't get you high. There's no psychoactive, in it. It's going to be able to calm down pain, help with anxiety if you got to public speak, or if you want to go and drive like myself, Sometimes I don't like driving without my CBD gummies, But they are very beneficial for your health. All right, so what else do we have in the news before we get out of here?
Shout out to my family. The family reunion is coming up.
That's Henderson. Right.
Family reunion coming up. Chi-Town, get down. Chi-Town, get down.
Yes.
We on the way, man. We on the way. I'm not gonna be able to make it this year. You know what I'm saying? I have some issues that I need to take care of with my health wise.
Yeah.
So my people said don't travel.
Don't travel.
I can't sit in a car for 17 hours. So I'm gonna miss y'all. But I love y'all. And I promise, he ain't gonna be on that FaceTime.
I'm raising money for flights. So if anybody want to make a donation for a plane trip, you can get on the plane. How about that? I want to go. I want you to go. I want you to go see family and friends.
Yes,
the best family under the sun. All right.
I love them, man.
That's right.
Hey, I got one more in the news for you. I got one more in the news. Dennis
you got?
Rodman said he was going to go over there and get the basketball player, right?
He did say that.
He put that out there and got all the attention, then backed out today.
Oh,
said
man.
that he ain't going to be able to go.
He ain't going to be able to go.
Because it might ruin the negotiations that's already going on.
I am so.
But I got a question, though.
I'm appalled.
What negotiations do they got going on? The person that they trying to trade for is a Russian expat who was very knowledgeable about explosive and weapons of mass destruction.
We need a protest.
They said they want him out if they gonna give us the girl.
No.
What you think
Whatever.
Joe gonna do?
Whatever. Sleep.
Right. Joe ain't on that. Joe ain't on that. But now, this what I gotta tell you though. I gotta also add this to you now. If we gonna be traveling to these different countries, man, y'all look up what the laws are currently for cannabis. All right?
Sucks.
Because really, there's no reason that lady should be over there in a Russian jail when she not even Russian. But see, here's the thing. THC is illegal over there. Vaping is illegal over there.
Sad.
And why was nobody else on the team caught?
Sad.
See what I'm saying? So now we have to be smarter in enjoying what our freedoms are.
Yeah.
Because those same freedoms will get you in trouble.
Yeah.
All right? We got to be careful with that. Send me some money, man.
I think we should protest. If anybody wants to schedule a protest, y'all let me know. We should be protesting this like Black Lives Matter because her life matter. Cannabis lives matter.
I got another one for you.
know.
I got one more before we get out of here. Breonna Taylor. The folks going to prison. I wish I was standing there because I'd be doing that right there in their face.
right.
Thought you was going to get away. Check this out. Ahmaud Arbery, his people's life. You see what I'm saying? So the tide is changing, y'all, but we got to make sure that we ain't out here tearing up our own neighborhoods over there. All right. Who?
The officers that killed the guy at Wendy's got off.
Oh, well, yeah, you know what I'm saying, man? Rashad. His name was Rashad. All right, and so this was the story about the guy who was in the Wendy's drive-thru. He was drunk. He was a little bit inebriated and everything. Manager called the police on him because he was sleeping in the drive-thru instead of the manager with their punk going
Waking
out there
him
and
up.
knocking on the window to wake the young man up. They called the police. Now, you know what's whack about that Wendy's? It's in the hood. The manager is black.
Right? They burned that Wendy's down.
So, yeah, man. They tore that joint to pieces.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But what we should do is recognize our economic strength, y'all. And I keep telling y'all, we won't change. We got to hold our change.
Yes.
You feel me? If we won't change with us, with the government, we got to hold our change.
Yes.
Stop spending money with them folks, man.
There you go. All right, so we have something on R. Kelly. People are really starting to get on my nerves. Okay, this is really starting to get on my nerves, y'all. I mean, the man he's in jail. Okay, so like his music is great. I just can't say that I didn't grow up listening to 12 Play or I just
get off my boy Tip. It don't matter how you feel about it, because guess what?
His music is on always, like him and his music, I don't think they're the same thing. So why are they canceling all his music?
Because everybody want to be politically correct as if they don't have no issues.
Ooh, because if the truth came out on you.
And that's what I'm getting tired of. Everybody talking about, man, R. Kelly was messing with them kids. Man, say man.
Well, that's wrong.
Those kids' parents knew he had a weakness. And none of those parents is on trial. Not Sparkle.
They didn't go to jail.
That's the first girl. See what I'm saying? His wife, you see what I'm saying? She know more than anybody what kind of mental issues, what kind of sexual issues her husband got. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
And now, should she have taken up for him? She sure shouldn't have thrown him up under the bus. You see what I'm saying? She sure shouldn't have thrown him.
Well, we heard that she had something going on.
She was having threesomes with them same young girls. And guess what? She ain't in a clink.
Ooh.
See what I'm saying? Sparkle was
Too much
having
drama.
threesomes. She got mad because R. Kelly didn't want to, you know what I'm saying, sign her to no major deal. But Sparkle joint wasn't just popping like that anyway, man. Look who you had out there at the time, man. Look who you had out there at the time. Ain't no being nice, man. Her music was kind of trash. You see what I'm saying? Because you had... If you listening, then you should stay out the studio. You see what I'm saying? But it was your fault. You see what I'm saying? Because you sent your niece up there to deal with R. Kelly. Jocelyn Savage and the Savage mama and daddy.
Oh, yeah.
They knew. They specifically, expressly said that they knew what R. Kelly was done. They knew what he was acquitted of, and still they sent their kids.
Their daughter.
The parents got to be held accountable, y'all. Y'all can't just keep on pointing the finger at the people who do wrong. You have to also
they need to
hold
go too.
The mamas and the daddies accountable. See,
and they want to say cannabis, people in jail for cannabis.
Right. These days in time, nobody wants to be accountable.
Preach.
Now, it's not for me to say if R. Kelly did that or not.
I don't know.
Because I got my
wasn't
own
there.
issues. Somebody might think I'm a bad person because I smoke cannabis. Somebody might say I'm a bad person because I smoke weed. Well, you know what I got to say to that, though. If you say that I'm a bad person because I do what makes me happy, you know what I'm going to tell you. If you know me, you know what I'm going to tell you. So don't let them come tell me. Don't let the gray hair fool you now. I get with you. All right? But check this out. Nobody got room to point the finger of blame at nobody else.
There you go.
If anything, y'all need to be praying for that brother.
Prayer.
Because there was some people who was actually delivered by listening to I Believe I Can Fly.
Ooh,
that
I
helped
remember
somebody
that song.
Mentally.
Yes.
You see what I'm
I
saying?
remember doing a praise dance. How many of y'all praise dance to that song?
Y'all know y'all was playing it in y'all church. How I know y'all was playing it at y'all church? Because I was a church musician. All right, you know how many times I played I Believe I Can Fly? All right then.
So,
you know what I'm saying, man?
So let's not talk about this music and this man, because he need us to pray for him. You see what I'm saying? He's another brother from another mother. Tormented soul.
A tormented soul.
We got to reach the souls. That's what we're supposed to do. We called to reach souls.
Right. R. Kelly was a tormented soul. But see, everybody want to pin the blame on R. Kelly. Yes. Well, let's look at the industry.
Yes.
Elvis did the same thing.
Ooh, praise God.
Jerry Lee Lewis did the same thing. You see what I'm saying? So to be like, oh yeah, R. Kelly is the worst person in the world because of what he did.
Somebody ain't gonna like what he got to say, but just
Jeffrey Epstein was getting so wrong with the game. He had Oprah, he had Trump, he had all of y'all idols, the people that y'all look up to on Pedophile Island. See what I'm saying? But y'all want to roll up on R. Kelly. Man,
you gotta pray for that man.
Let that man do his thing, man. I ain't saying let him go.
Let him go. Let him go. No,
we
don't want that to. No,
I ain't
he need
saying
a whooping.
either. But you know what I'm saying? Crucifixation, man.
Yes, we don't crucify.
You don't need that. Pray for that brother.
We help his mind. He need mental. He need cannabis. You know what I'm saying? Somebody go and get that man some weed.
He's hurt. Right? And hurt people.
That's right. He been something he had to go through one day. We wasn't there.
Who have been raped. They say, oh yeah, well, I'm promiscuous because I was molested. I'm promiscuous because I was raped. It's called trauma.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And maybe R. Kelly was going through his own trauma.
Had some trauma.
Y'all don't remember, in case y'all don't remember how R. Kelly's trajectory started in the music business, he was homeless, sleeping in the car.
Ooh, everybody have a homeless story.
He was sleeping on the street. He wasn't even sleeping in the car. He was sleeping on the street. Somebody gave him a raggedy keyboard, and he played and sung. And somebody walking by heard him
his
and
voice
grabbed him off the street.
Delivered him from the street.
See what I'm saying? But that don't mean that his mental was all the way together.
That don't mean he was right.
Was sleeping on the street.
If you were sleeping on the streets, then you know what? Your mind ain't.
All right.
Anyway, we praying for R. Kelly. R. Kelly, you know.
Because I need a couple more hits.
Ooh. He need to make some good music now.
I need a couple more hits.
Make some church music now. We're going to go gospel.
In the name of love, man. Y'all know y'all was jamming.
He need to come out with some gospel tracks, and then we'll forgive him. Because we got to forgive people. God ain't showed us, you know, what we be doing in behind closed doors. There. You know, if we was exposed on live TV and in the news and the media, if me and Mr. Henderson went to jail tomorrow for talking about cannabis, y'all better y'all better be on our side.
Well, y'all know if I go to jail for talking cannabis, I'm going to jail for smoking cannabis. I'm not going to jail for just talking. I'm an action figure.
There you go. Y'all heard it from here. Mr. Henderson and Mr. North Memphis. There you go.
And I'm
North
hungry.
Memphis.
I want a big Buford with bacon and checker fries. And orange
checker fries are pretty good. Okay. All right. I want Olive Garden. A salad
ready to roll
and
up?
soup. Yeah, I'm ready to roll. Until next week, y'all. All right? Not the same time, the same place. Manifest TV, Status Network, The Holistic Cannabis Show, and we out.